I own clothing older than
1997, I was born.
You were born in 1997?
Yes.
It's the most depressing thing I've ever heard.
Didn't you start here before that?
Yes, I started here before that. I was working at ESPN when you were born. That's a horrible thing for me to have to say out loud. I actually have children almost your age. I am literally old enough to be your father, and I can't tell you how much that sucks. Get Nuno back. Nuno's old and seems older. Like, Nuno's in his 40s and he acts 70.
And he looks 80.
That is exactly right.
Training with Mike Greenberg. Weekday mornings at 10 Eastern on ESPN Radio. Plus, you can watch and listen on the ESPN app.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the Championships Wimbledon. Please remain silent and seated as Carlos Alcaraz and Francis Tiafoe join reigning champions Novak Djokovic and Elena Rybakina live from London. Quiet, please. It's Wimbledon. First ball to last ball coverage continues through July 16th on ESPN, ESPN Plus, and ABC. Coverage presented by Barclays.
Sports Center all night.
Tigers mound men team up to make history in Detroit.
From the belt, the 0-2 pitch, swinging a chopper left side, charging in McKinstry on to first, no-hitter.
Ellie De La Cruz steals the show for the Reds.
Brian Anderson didn't even go. Now he's coming home, and he's safe.
Pop gets paid a mammoth deal for Wemby's new coach.
At this point, Greg Popovich is going to coach until he's no longer healthy enough to coach, even though he's always joked that he wasn't a lifer type of guy.
The NBA reveals details for the first ever in-season tournament.
You give people 5% more of a reason to care about regular season games in November and December, that's probably a win for the NBA.
This is Sports Center all night.
Honestly, I didn't really know what I was doing on the court tonight, but it's I'm trying to learn for the next games, and the important is to be ready for the season.
Here's Jim Basquill.
It's all good. Reaction to Victor Wembanyama's first ever game on U.S. soil, and you can bet on Mookie to go deep to start a game. Welcome to Sports Center all night on ESPN Radio and the ESPN app. ESPN Radio is presented by Progressive Insurance. Plenty ahead in the show, but it's a no-no that leads us off, and it came from the Motor City.
It's a no-ball, two-strike count on Vladimir Guerrero Jr. Lang. Long look in from the belt. The 0-2 pitch, swinging a chopper left side, charging in McKinstry on to first, no-hitter. For the first time in franchise history, the Tigers have thrown a no-hitter, a combined no-hitter.
As heard on 97.1, The Ticket, Matt Manning, Jason Foley, Alex Lang teamed up. For the first combined no-hitter in Detroit Tigers history, they beat the Blue Jays 2-0. It's the 9th no-hitter in Tigers team history, and first since Spencer Turnbull blanked the Seattle Mariners, May 18th of 2021. It's the Majors' first combined no-hitter since three Astros pitchers shut down the Yankees in June of 2022. Manning struck out 5, hit a batter, walked 3 in 6 2/3. Foley got 4 straight outs, and Lang came in the 9th, went 1-2-3. This was the 6th no-hitter managed by A.J. Hinch. Manning, Lang, and their backstop, Eric Haas on Bally Sports Detroit.
It was really cool. I wanted these guys to be a part of it. I'm all about winning, so above the personal accolades, I'm just glad we got the win tonight.
Man, holy how about that, Detroit? How about there we go. Taking it through the way. Let's go. Come on, yeah.
Right around the 6, you start, start count outs a little bit and start to navigate the lineup, and they just kept executing, so it was great.
We saw how good that lineup can be last night. How did you guys turn it around here today to get this kind of outcome? What was the game plan that they executed here today?
The opposite of what we did yesterday. No, it's just baseball. One day you get out there, get your teeth kicked in, and the next day, combine no-hitter. So it's just that's baseball, and that's what we're here to do.
There you have it. Give it up for the Tigers with that combined no-no. Meantime, the Majors' best, the Rays and Braves, Tampa started the year 27-6, including 13-0 to begin this campaign, but they came in having lost 6 straight. Atlanta, since June 3rd, 26-4. They had won 19 of 21 coming in. Baseball's best mark overall at 59-28, and they keep on keeping on.
Murphy awaits. 1-0 pitch, and he pounces deep down the left field line towards the pole. Home run! Sean Murphy on a tear here in Tampa. And it's 4-0 Atlanta.
How about Sean Murphy? How about the Braves just swiping the best players from the A's 2 times over? 680 the Fan. Sean Murphy, a homer for a 3rd straight game, a 3-run shot, finished off a 4-run 4th. All-star Spencer Strider struck out 11, won his 7th straight decision as the major's leading Braves beat Tampa 6-1. Their 20th victory in 22 games. Strider improved to 7-0 over his last 8 starts, boosted his major league strikeout total to 166. The Braves have homered in every outing since June 11th, the longest active streak in the majors. They also had a 25-game streak in 1998. They lead the Bigs right now with 168 home runs. That's a team record before the All-Star break. But how about this performance on Saturday?
Figueroa, high leg kick coming to the plate. He'll steal third base. Ellie De La Cruz will without even a throw. In fact, the third baseman, Brian Anderson, didn't even go. Now he's coming home, and he's safe. He threw the ball back to the pitcher. He fell asleep with the ball in his glove, and De La Cruz took off from third base into home, and he steals home while the pitcher tries to unload the ball at the plate. Couldn't get it to the catcher in time, and De La Cruz has simply stolen a run all by himself. How about that?
At 700 WLW, Ellie De La Cruz became the first Reds player since 1919 to steal 2nd, 3rd, and a home in the same inning. Cincinnati beat Milwaukee 8-5. De La Cruz broke a 5-5 tie in the 7th inning with a 2-out RBI single. Then, in a span of 2 pitches, stole 2nd, swiped 3rd before walking down the 3rd baseline, breaking for the plate, and taken home. His skipper, David Bell.
So much fun to watch, so much fun to be a part of, and one of those plays that is so rare. I don't even know if it's ever happened, especially on 2 pitches to steal base like that. I think the speed is obvious, right? And just elite speed, like we maybe have never seen, but also just how heads up it was. I mean, it was. We actually saw in the dugout a rounded third on a stolen base. You don't ever really see that, so we knew something was about to happen, but we weren't sure. And just the heads up. It started with getting a big 2-out hit. We should probably start with that. That was a big difference maker in the game, and then from there it was almost like he was on a mission to score. Just incredible.
Yes, he has been incredible, and Bell has to feel fortunate to be managing this stellar rookie. You're listening to Sports Center all night on ESPN Radio and the ESPN app. I'm Jim Basquil. Greg Popovich, the NBA's winningest coach, has signed a 5-year contract to remain on as president and coach of the San Antonio Spurs. Woj reports it's worth $80 million, the most ever for an NBA head coach. So his team wins the lottery, and he gets a generational talent in Victor Wembanyama. Now comes a lucrative deal for a coach of the team that won 22 games last year. Prior to that, 34, 33, and 32 wins over the previous 4 seasons. Not bad. Tim Bontemps on Primetime.
I'm surprised, but at the same time, the NBA just saw Victor Wembanyama arrive, and he is, a generational talent. And if you're Greg Popovich and you get a chance to work with that guy for the next several years, I could see why it would get him fired up to continue working. So, would I have guessed he was going to do that? No. But am I surprised that he's sticking around for a while now that Victor's there? No, I'm not surprised about that either.
Yeah, don't forget, he gets all the money regardless if he coaches all 5 years because he does work as team president, so he could shift over to full-time front office work. Jason Minix of 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star on ESPN. Primetime had this on if he thinks Pop will coach the duration of the contract.
I don't see him doing anything else. I don't know that he would hand the reins over and just move up to the front office if he's healthy and is coaching. And I think last year, even though the season was awful when it comes to wins and losses, Greg Popovich often says he's a D3 coach at heart. And last year, I think he did get a lot of enjoyment and fulfillment out of watching those young players. Even though they weren't winning games, they were growing as players. He's developing them. Now he's got Wemby, and you talk about an opportunity to develop him.
Yeah, you hit the jackpot in the lottery. Victor Wembanyama acknowledged that he was often confused in his first NBA Summer League game. He shared conversations he had with Hall of Famers Kareem Abdul-Jabbar and Isaiah Thomas, with the two revealing they too had moments where they were lost as rooks. In just over 27 minutes, Wemby finished with 9 points, 8 rebounds, 3 assists, 5 blocks, but he went 2 of 13 from the field, 1 of 6 from beyond the arc. This is what he had post-game on improvements he needs to make fast.
I think the hardest for me was understanding sometimes I was off rhythm with the plays and the calls, and I think it's the biggest improvement I got to do. It's being ready and being ready to react to the plays that were called by the point guard, and stay connected. Overall, I'm glad we won this game. There's no better way to start for a premiere, and I'm honestly I didn't really know what I was doing on the court tonight, but it's I'm trying to learn for the next games, and the important is to be ready for the season.
And Doris Burke was part of the ESPN broadcast on Friday and had this assessment of the top overall picks performance.
I thought there were times where the physical nature of the game, had an impact on him. He could get knocked off balance around the rim when he's trying to rebound it in traffic. They're swiping at the basketball. Listen, this is going to happen in the NBA. Big, strong, fast players are going to make it difficult on him. And Greg Popovich has said it. He's going to be a target. When you have that big a reputation, you're going to be a target. So strength, I guess, would be the biggest thing. I love his instinct and ability as a passer. And it's funny, this morning at Shoot Around, the Spurs were telling us his best attribute might be his decision-making. So they love the ball in his hands. Obviously, it's 7'3.5", the ability to handle the ball in motion, whether it's in transition or in the course of their offense. He made a couple of passes tonight that were just extraordinary. There's a maturity and unselfishness. He feels very Spursian to me already.
Spursian, that's good. Spurs TV play-by-play man Bill Land joined Darian Mel on expectations for Wemby and the Spurs this coming campaign.
They have a really good core of solid young guys that now you add Wemby to it, and then you throw in a Doug McDermott, Zach Collins, who are veteran guys, and they picked up Reggie Bullock from the Mavericks. They've got the makings of a really good team. It is just going to be a process. I don't think that they will go into the season saying, hey, we have to win X games for it to be a successful season. I think they'll just look at it like any other season, that they want to progress and get better every day, and that sounds kind of boring to people, but that's the process that they take. And I expect that they will win a lot more games than they did a year ago. But it's certainly going to take a while. But I'm just glad that they have this foundation around him. I think it's going to be a really good fit.
Yeah, I hope so. They won 22 games last year. You have to imagine they'll improve on that number. Coming up, the Phils eye a 14th straight road win, and Mookie does it again as the Dodgers flex their muscle again against the Angels. More from the baseball bunch on deck. This is SportsCenter All Night on ESPN Radio.
Hey, this is Freddie Coleman, and coming up on Monday, how small is the window for the Los Angeles Lakers, and will we see LeBron win another championship? We'll discuss that and more at 6 a.m. Eastern Time on ESPN Radio, the ESPN app, and ESPNU.
This is SportsCenter All Night on ESPN Radio.
1,872. That's how many hours there are in summer. With Instacart, you can make the most of your summer by shopping over 1,000 stores all in one app and pay with the security of PayPal at checkout. Download the app today to get free delivery on your first 3 orders. New Instacart customers also get $25 off your order of $75 with code PayPalNew25 through September 30th. Additional terms apply.
I need a degree from a university that understands what it's like to juggle school and a busy work schedule. I thought higher education wasn't built for me. Then I discovered WGU. I take courses on my own time, set my own deadlines, test when I'm ready. A respected degree from an accredited university built with working adults in mind? I choose WGU. Learn more at www.wgu.edu/University of U.
1,872. That's how many hours there are in summer. With Instacart, you can make the most of your summer by shopping over 1,000 stores all in one app and pay with the security of PayPal at checkout. Download the app today to get free delivery on your first 3 orders. New Instacart customers also get $25 off your order of $75 with code PayPalNew25 through September 30th. Additional terms apply. 1,872. That's how many hours there are in summer. With Instacart, you can make the most of your summer by shopping over 1,000 stores all in one app and pay with the security of PayPal at checkout. Download the app today to get free delivery on your first 3 orders. New Instacart customers also get $25 off your order of $75 with code PayPalNew25 through September 30th. Additional terms apply.
Everyone said I should go to a traditional university, but I chose WGU. Their online RN to BSN degree is perfect for working nurses like me. I'm able to use my experience to move through courses faster, and the study time I put in between shifts actually pays off at work. WGU's CCNE accredited degrees are built by healthcare leaders, so I know I'll be graduating from a top-notch BSN program that employers respect. Learn more at wgu.edu.
I was worried about going to business school because I work full-time. They said I would have to get a new job to fit around my schooling. But then I found WGU. Not only was I able to work full-time while I earned my business degree, but I was able to actually graduate faster and spend less. Thanks to their competency-based learning model, I could take as many courses as I wanted as long as I could display mastery of the subject for one low price per term. To learn more about how WGU can be a flexible option for you, visit wgu.edu.
1,872. That's how many hours there are in summer. With Instacart, you can make the most of your summer by shopping over 1,000 stores all in one app and pay with the security of PayPal at checkout. Download the app today to get free delivery on your first 3 orders. New Instacart customers also get $25 off your order of $75 with code PayPalNew25 through September 30th. Additional terms apply.
Everyone said I wouldn't find a quality teaching degree online. Everyone except WGU. Their respected school of education offers over 30 respected education degree programs and has CAEP and AAQEP accreditation, the same accreditations as schools charging much more. Their unique model lets me use what I know to graduate faster. They also provide a path for teacher licensure in any of the 50 states. Learn more about WGU and apply today.
They said it would be too hard to earn a degree while working full-time, but WGU
This is SportsCenter all night on ESPN Radio and on the ESPN app. Here's Jim Basquill.
Yeah, we're back on SportsCenter all night with more from the Bigs. Phillies 13 straight road wins, tying the franchise mark for the most roadies set in 1976, but that run of wins came to an end on Saturday.
The count is 1-2 on a rise. Real Muto sets up away. Here's a line drive towards the gap. Right center field. The base hit for a rise. Cooper's going to score. Going first to third is Yuli Gurriel. He's done it again. Off the bench this afternoon. A rise makes it 5-3 Miami here in the 7th.
As heard on 940 WINZ, it's a pinch hit run scoring single in the 7th. The Rise raising his major league batting average, leading average to .388. Jorge Soler went yard, hit a tie-breaking sac fly. Miami ending Philadelphia's franchise record-tying a win streak of road W's at 13, 5-3. Bryce Harper exited after being struck on his surgically repaired right elbow. X-rays, though, were negative.
And there's a shot to left center field. Mookie Betts is not of this planet. His 10th leadoff home run of the season. The 46th of his career.
That's Charlie Steiner, AM 570 LA Sports. How about Mookie Betts? The All-Star hit his 10th leadoff home run to become the second player to accomplish that feat before the All-Star break in Major League history. Barry Bonds, or I should say Bobby Bonds, Barry's father, did it in 1973. The Dodgers beat the slumping Angels 10-5. They had 5 home runs for a second straight game, beating the Angels for a 10th straight time. Shohei Ohtani hit his Major League leading 32nd home run and finished a double shy of the cycle. But his Angels have dropped below 500. Meantime, the Mets had won 6 straight to begin the month of July after just 7 wins all of June. That streak also came to an end.
1 ball and 2 strikes. Here's the pitch from Peterson, and that's it in the air to deep left field. Tommy Pham's going back, looking up, gonna go! Matthew Batten with his first Major League home run. A 2-run shot in the second inning, and it's 3-0.
How about that for a last name? A baseball player with the last name of Batten? He has to be good, right? First Major League home run was a 2-run shot, and that was your game winner. Padres ended the Mets streak at 6 straight, 3-1. Blake Snell struck out 11 over 6 one-hit innings.
And the 2-2, and a drive into right, and that's a winner. A base hit. The Diamondbacks walk it off on Carroll's single. They come back. They beat the Pirates this afternoon, 3-2 in 10 innings.
Arizona Sports 98.7 FM. Corbin Carroll single with the bases loaded in the 10th. NL West leading Arizona rally to beat Pittsburgh 3-2. Alec Thomas homered to tie the game in the 8th and singled in the tying run in the 10th off all-star closer David Bednar. Meantime, the Giants got the best of the Rockies. They have Colorado's number, no doubt. Austin Slater, Michael Conforto hit 2-run home runs. San Francisco passed Colorado 5-3. The Rocks have lost 11 of their past 12 road games. That's Michael K on Prime Video. Now, Giancarlo Stanton hit that bomb in the first, then added a 322-foot 2-run shot in the 5th, the shortest of his career. Still counts the same, though. Yanks beat the Cubs 6-3. New York improved to 14-16 since losing Aaron Judge. Garrett Cole improved to 8-0 this season following a New York loss.
And the first pitch to Adam Frazier swung on, dropped into left field. That scores Hicks. Hauser right behind him. He comes in to score, and it's 4-1 Baltimore in the top of the second. The number 9 hitter, Adam Frazier, going after the first pitch, and perhaps wisely so, knowing that Gray needed to find the strike zone, delivers a 2-run single, and it's runners at first and second. Still nobody out, 6 batters into the inning.
As heard right here on ESPN Radio, Adam Frazier, 2-run single and a 6-run second. Baltimore beating Minnesota 6-2. Sonny Gray had his winless streak extended to a dozen starts. Post-game extra for this ESPN Radio game, courtesy of Greg Olson and Mike Cousins.
Thank you. A beautiful Saturday at Target Field in Minneapolis, and the Baltimore Orioles, on the strength of a 6-run second inning, win the game and take the series, the first 2 out of this 3-game set from the Twins. 6-2 the final score on Saturday, the penultimate day of the first half of the season before the All-Star break. This was a game where both starting pitchers were phenomenal. Sonny Gray for Minnesota was, except for the second inning when he allowed all 6 runs in that frame, and that was the difference in the game.
Yeah, and it wasn't a lot of loud contact. He pitched well, threw the ball well, just had that one inning where 6 hits, 6 runs. And the Orioles could do no wrong that inning. He couldn't get anybody out. He ended up sticking around for 6 innings and did a nice job. But the Twins' offense did not put together anything against Tyler Wells.
And that's really been the struggle all year for Minnesota, which after the loss Saturday is 45-45. They started the day 20th in the major leagues in OPS, not getting the job done. Their pitching has really helped them hang around. Tyler Wells, the starter for Baltimore, 6 innings, 6 hits, 2 runs, 8 straight starts for him where he's allowed 2 runs or fewer.
Really solid, did a great job, mixed it up. And you know what? He actually got burned early with a couple of fastballs when he was way ahead in the count. Other than that, it was a very well-pitched game by him.
No question about it. So the Twins' loss opens the door for the Guardians to take first.
The 0-1, and he sends a liner to left down the line. Fair ball! Ricochets into the corner, extra bases. Rosario scores. Ramirez stops at third. RBI double for Josh Naylor, and it's now a 2-run Cleveland lead.
That's 1100 WTAM. Top prospect Gavin Williams struck out 7 5 2/3. His first victory in the bigs, backed by brothers Bo and Josh Naylor. They drove in 2 runs apiece. Cleveland beat Kansas City 10-6 and moved into first place in the AL Central. The Guardians had a season-high 18 hits, taking over first in the division from Minnesota at 45 and 44. Josh Bell went 3 for 3, 2 walks, and a pair knocked in.
1-1. And Maldonado belts it deep to left field, and you can kiss it goodbye. Into the Landry's Crawford boxes. Astros lead it 3-2.
At 7:90 a.m., KBME Martin Maldonado hit a tie-breaking home run in the 8th. Houston passed Seattle 3-2. The Stros snap a 2-game skid, collect their 50th win of this season.
Foul ball back by Duran, who singled and stole his 17th base in the first inning. And he drives one to the left field with authority, high and deep, back by the wall, and this one is gone.
Oh, boy.
Into the first row of the monster seats. Jaron Duran continues to sizzle.
93.7 FM WEI. Jaron Duran, Alex Verdugo hit 2-run home runs. Masataka Yoshida hit his 6th consecutive multi-hit game. Boston, a win over the major's worst. Oakland 10-3. The A's fell to 25 and 66. Jamar Candelario and Joey Meneses hit back-to-back home runs in the first. Washington snaps a 5-game skid, 8-3 over the West-leading Texas Rangers. Josh Young homered twice. Texas has lost 7 of 10. And Jordan Walker went deep. Miles Michaelis pitched 7. St. Louis passed the Chicago White Sox 3-0. They, the Chi Sox, have dropped to 10 and 18 over the past 28 games. Coming up, the NBA now has an in-season tournament, and we have the details. And Steph Curry reacts to now having Chris Paul as a teammate. That's next. You're listening to SportsCenter All Night on ESPN Radio and the ESPN app.
Greeny.
If you put pineapple on a pizza, you are welcome to enjoy it if you choose to. But just be aware, what you are eating is no longer pizza.
Weekday mornings at 10 Eastern on ESPN Radio.
1,872. That's how many hours there are in summer. With Instacart, you can make the most of your summer by shopping over 1,000 stores all in one app and pay with the security of PayPal at checkout. Download the app today to get free delivery on your first 3 orders. New Instacart customers also get $25 off your order of $75 with code PayPalNew25 through September 30th. Additional terms apply. 1,872. That's how many hours there are in summer. With Instacart, you can make the most of your summer by shopping over 1,000 stores all in one app and pay with the security of PayPal at checkout. Download the app today to get free delivery on your first 3 orders. New Instacart customers also get $25 off your order of $75 with code PayPalNew25 through September 30th. Additional terms apply. 1,872. That's how many hours there are in summer. With Instacart, you can make the most of your summer by shopping over 1,000 stores all in one app and pay with the security of PayPal at checkout. Download the app today to get free delivery on your first 3 orders. New Instacart customers also get $25 off your order of $75 with code PayPalNew25 through September 30th. Additional terms apply.
They said it would be too hard to earn a degree while working full-time, but WGU offers flexible degree programs that I was able to finish on my time. There are no set login times, and better yet, courses and tests are all online and 100% whenever you want to do them. To learn more about how you can get your degree in IT, business, education, or healthcare, visit wgu.edu today.
Everyone says you can't earn a respected bachelor's in business online. everyone except WGU. They offer degrees in finance, HR, business management, marketing, accounting, IT, and even healthcare management. WGU College of Business also holds ACBSP accreditation, the same distinction as other universities charging much more. A Harris poll showed that WGU bachelor's graduates earn more than $14,000 per year after completing their degree, and grads work for top industry leaders. Learn more today.
1,872. That's how many hours there are in summer. With Instacart, you can make the most of your summer by shopping over 1,000 stores all in one app and pay with the security of PayPal at checkout. Download the app today to get free delivery on your first 3 orders. New Instacart customers also get $25 off your order of $75 with code PayPalNew25 through September 30th. Additional terms apply.
Technology moves fast. I need to move faster. WGU's competency-based education puts me in control of how fast I move through my IT degree program. I can accelerate my program by applying what I already know to my courses and focusing on the things I need to learn. Earn a respected, accredited degree that propels your career in the IT field. Learn more at www.wgu.edu/University of U.
Everyone said I wouldn't find a quality teaching degree online. Everyone except WGU. Their respected school of education offers over 30 respected education degree programs and has CAEP and AAQEP accreditation, the same accreditations as schools charging much more. Their unique model lets me use what I know to graduate faster. They also provide a path for teacher licensure in any of the 50 states. Learn more about WGU and apply today.
Everyone said I should go to a traditional university, but I chose WGU. They're on.
This is SportsCenter all night on ESPN Radio and on the ESPN app. Here's Jim Basquill.
And ESPN Radio is presented by Progressive Insurance. Round out your protection with life, phone, and pet health insurance.
Half-hour headlines on SportsCenter all night.
Again, our top stories. The trio of Tigers pitchers combined for a no-no against the Jays. Braves hand the Rays their 7th straight loss. Atlanta, baseball's best team. The Dodgers go deep 5 times in getting the best of Shohei and the Angels. And Greg Popovich has a new $80 million deal in San Antonio.
It's a no-ball 2-strike count on Vladimir Guerrero Jr. Lang. Long look in from the belt. The 0-2 pitch. Swinging a chopper left side. Charging in McKinstry. On to first. No-hitter. For the first time in franchise history, the Tigers have thrown a no-hitter, a combined no-hitter.
You heard it from 97-1 the ticket. 3 Tigers pitchers combined on a no-hitter. Toronto is the team that gets the no-no against them. 2-0 on Saturday was the first combined no-hitter in team history for Detroit. Matt Manning, 6 2/3. Jason Foley got 4 straight outs, and Tigers closer Alex Lang came in the 9th with 1-2-3. Manning wasn't even aware no-no was going on.
Honestly, I swear I had no idea. I mean, after I had a scuff in the first, I was just trying to eat up innings. We had 2-run lead. I was just trying to protect that lead, and I was like, yeah, I mean, we got Foley coming in. Like, let's win the game. Let's go.
So you heard the boos and you're like,
I thought it was a bunch of Toronto fans. I didn't know we're close. So
that was a bonus for him later on when he found out something special was going on. You're listening to SportsCenter all night on ESPN Radio and the ESPN app. It's called the NBA Cup. The league unveiled the details Saturday of its inaugural in-season tournament, which will have a prize pool of about $18 million and will be capped by a championship game in Las Vegas on December 9th. Tim Bontemps on prime time with the deets.
They created 6 groups, three groups from each conference. So they took 3 different 5-team groups from the East, 3 different 5-team groups from the West. Each of those 5 groups, they'll play 4 group games, 2 home and 2 road. Those will all be regular season games. And then the winner of each group and the best finishing second place team in the East and the West, they'll go into the quarterfinals of what will be a tournament after the group play. They'll play those games that the higher seeded teams home arena. And then the semifinals and finals will be back here in Las Vegas on Thursday, December 7th, and Saturday, December 9th.
It's an event that NBA Commissioner Adam Silver has wanted for years, giving teams a trophy to play for during the regular season. He's wanted a European Cup-style competition and now has it. Richard Jefferson on the NBA in-season tournament special thinks this is something that will be good for the league.
I think this is a very, very exciting time. When we talk about the length of the NBA season and so many different conversations, finally you have something that allows teams to be super engaged early in the season. So those young teams that come January, February, they might be out of it. They are going to be locked in November. I think we're going to see some upsets. We're going to see some surprising teams early on in this tournament, and I'm excited to watch, as all the other NBA fans are.
A reaction from a player and a coach in Atlanta's Trae Young and Golden State's Steve Kerr.
I'm excited. You know, the play-in tournament has been awesome. You know, we've been part of that as a team, both being in the play-in tournament and trying to avoid it. And I think being creative with the regular season has been really successful. I'm excited about this midseason tournament, too. I think it's going to add an element of energy and excitement for the players and the coaches and the fans. So I think it's a great idea.
I mean, it's just it's an exciting time to me. Play more basketball. I mean, you're playing for another award, something special. And so it's just going to push us and get us ready. And it keeps teams, prepared, all season long. So, it definitely helps leading up to the big goal at the end, too.
Champagny fakes the handoff.
I do like the new challenge rule that you get to keep it. There it is.
And maybe a 4-point play. Wembanyama with the 3 and the foul.
Yeah, Victor Wembanyama, the number 1 overall pick in this year's draft. First game on U.S. soil, his summer league debut, produced 9 points, 8 rebounds, 3 assists, 5 blocks for the Spurs, but went 2 of 13 from the field, 1 of 6 from beyond that arc. The Thomas & Mack Center was sold out for only the second time a day prior for a summer league game. ESPN reporter Andrew Lopez was there and provided this report on what he saw.
The buzz for Victor Wembanyama's debut started long before he stepped on the court. There were 17,500 fans in the building on Friday night, but the line started early on Friday morning in the 100-degree Las Vegas heat. And while it may have been anticlimactic, the crowd didn't have anything to do with how Wembanyama played.
I've seen big crowds before, but it was okay, because it wasn't like a home game or even an away game. So it's really not like it's not like a united crowd who's here only to cheer my team or to destroy us. It's special.
Despite feeling comfortable in front of the amount of fans in the building, there were still other things that Wembanyama felt he needed to work on before the regular season starts.
I think it's the biggest improvement I got to do. It's being ready and being ready to react to the plays that were called by the point guard and stay connected. I think there's a lot of conditioning to do to be able to play in the 82-game season, and especially the play style. We run a lot. It's really exhausting.
While the stat line didn't pop out like his last time in Las Vegas when he played against the G League Ignite in 2 exhibition games and lit the basketball world on fire, those around him know this is more about what he can learn.
Look, I think part of that too is just understanding the offense that he's running, which he hasn't run before, on top of never played with the teammates he's never played. So I think that's obviously there's a lot of room for error. And so overall, I thought he executed it really well. And you can see his basketball IQ is elite.
Count his teammate Julian Champagny among those who aren't concerned at all about Wembanyama's performance. He said Wembanyama is wise beyond his years. Nielsen said Wembanyama wants to do the right thing and get on the same page with his teammates. He'll have a chance to do that again on Sunday night against the Portland Trailblazers. In Las Vegas, Andrew Lopez, ESPN.
Yeah, and he was playing against 1 versus 2. We gave Wemby's line. Brandon Miller, not half bad, 16 points. 11 rebounds, 3 steals for Charlotte. Prior to that game, you had the 3 versus 4 picks, and they shined. Scoot Henderson of the Blazers, Amen Thompson of the Rockets. Both, though, were hurt. Scoot a shoulder, Thompson an ankle. Mark J. Spears on the duo's injuries.
Amen Thompson, the Houston Rockets, number 4 pick.
He suffered a grade 2 ankle sprain. He's going to be out like 3 to 4 weeks. He's going to be in a boot. He's done for Summer League. And it's the tough thing about that is he was going to play his twin brother, Asur, who's with the Pistons, for the first time tomorrow. So we're not going to see that. We'll see it next season, which will probably be cooler that they'll play against each other for the first time then. And in terms of Scoot, he also had an MRI today. They're still waiting the results. He said he feels much, much better. But by the sound of things, I'm wondering if this is the end for Scoot as well. And that I doubt that we'll see him tomorrow against Victor.
And the end meaning Summer League, not the regular season. Keep it with the association. Steph Curry is teaming up with CP3, that being Chris Paul. Curry on SportsCenter on having his new point guard teammate.
I'm super excited in terms of knowing our history, competing against CP over the years. He's an unbelievable, talent, one of the best point guards to ever play this game. Well understood. Every team that he's been on has been elevated. And obviously we've won championships and we're trying to get back to that level. And to add a guy like that knows how to run an offense that is pretty versatile in terms of what he can do. I know everybody's going to talk about our age and all that, but it's just about, trying to put the pieces together with a lot of high IQ guys that know how to play basketball. So excited about the opportunity. It's kind of surreal knowing all the things that we've been through, but that's how the league works. And we're going to make the most of this opportunity moving forward, bringing Draymond back, adding CP, some of our young guys. So I'm excited about the opportunity for sure.
You have to imagine the Warriors will have a lot of small ball lineups, a lot of 3-guard lineups, maybe with Draymond Green in the middle playing as center. Now, Curry wasn't done there. Also had props for the guy that Paul was traded for, that being Jordan Poole.
When you've been at the level that we've been at for so long, and JP and his contributions to help us win the championship last year, there's always going to be noise, and there's always going to be opinions about, his game and where he's at and all that type of stuff. And I just wanted, to give him some encouragement, knowing he's going to a situation where, he can blossom. I'm sure they're going to build a team around him, and for him to take strides in his career, like every capable player has to go through in their career. So I'm excited to watch him do what he's going to do. It's tough to see a teammate that you've gone through battles with, leave. I know it's the nature of the business, so you're battling all those emotions, but I'm excited for him because he gets a fresh start and in a situation where he can build something, with everything that he wants to put into it.
Yeah, Poole, introduced by the Wizards on Saturday, didn't mention Draymond Green, by the way, in his growth as a player, but did mention Stephen Clay.
Well, those are the two greatest shooters of all time, in my opinion, personally. And it's just things that you learn in practice, in the game, on the road, that you wouldn't be able to learn not being in the mix, And I'm thankful for that, grateful for that. You learn, you apply it to your skill set, the things you want to be able to be good at. Also built a relationship to where I can ask them. I can text Steph, I can text Clay, I can call them, and just have a conversation. So that doesn't leave, that doesn't go anywhere. If anything, I just know the plays that they run. Split actions and high ball screens, so competitive advantage.
You're listening to SportsCenter all night on ESPN Radio and the ESPN app. I'm Jim Baswell from the NFL running back news, and Jeremy Fowler has the answers. How about the latest on free agent Dalvin Cook?
I'm told that things could intensify in the next week because he knows who's interested. A lot of teams have made their initial push, and they'll go from there. Now it's time to talk about contract role, all those fun things, to another level. He could still wait on some of those franchise-tagged running backs, July 17th deadline, because those are new contract comps, but certainly he wants to find a home, and he's got a couple weeks before training camp to figure it out. There is some AFC flavor here. He's been linked to the Dolphins. I've talked to several teams who believe that's where he'll eventually end up. That's his hometown team. But you also have the Jets. They've done their homework on Cook, and my sense is the Patriots have at least been intrigued. And so there are other teams too. And, certainly there's going to be a lot of interest here down the stretch.
Yeah, you heard Fowler just touch on it. What about the tagged running backs? Talking about Saquon Barkley and Josh Jacobs. July 17th is coming up fast, and that's the deadline to strike long-term deals. Are either of those players have long-term deals in the offing. Fowler on that.
No hard and fast movement yet, but that's not a major concern, at least with the Giants. There's some optimism that maybe they can shake something out at the deadline. Giants are a deadline team. They showed that with Daniel Jones getting a long-term contract done 8 minutes before the franchise tag deadline to actually tag him back in March. So certainly they have a precedent for paying recent guys, Dexter Lawrence, Daniel Jones. They view Barkley as a key piece. So we'll see. He just needs a better structure and stronger guarantees based on what he's been originally offered. But they've been talking. Josh Jacobs, I don't sense a lot of momentum there. Less momentum than I do with Barkley. But, we'll see that the Raiders, in the spirit of the franchise tag, need to negotiate in earnest. And, he had a huge year last year, probably top 3 or 4 back in the league. So certainly he's worthy of a payment. We'll just see where they can get.
Coming up, an American with an upset at Wimbledon. Breanna Stewart does in her old team, and the night's top plays all queued up. That's next. You're listening to Sports Center all night on ESPN Radio.
I'm Freddie Coleman, and coming up on Monday, we hit the Major League Baseball All-Star break. Who is the best team in all of baseball right now, and how likely is it that they'll be in the World Series? We'll answer that at 6 a.m. Eastern Time on ESPN Radio, ESPN app, and ESPNU.
ESPN Radio Sports Center all night. More next.
1,872. That's how many hours there are in summer. With Instacart, you can make the most of your summer by shopping over 1,000 stores all in one app and pay with the security of PayPal at checkout. Download the app today to get free delivery on your first 3 orders. New Instacart customers also get $25 off your order of $75 with code PayPalNew25 through September 30th. Additional terms apply. 1,872. That's how many hours there are in summer. With Instacart, you can make the most of your summer by shopping over 1,000 stores all in one app and pay with the security of PayPal at checkout. Download the app today to get free delivery on your first 3 orders. New Instacart customers also get $25 off your order of $75 with code PayPalNew25 through September 30th. Additional terms apply. 1,872. That's how many hours there are in summer. With Instacart, you can make the most of your summer by shopping over 1,000 stores all in one app and pay with the security of PayPal at checkout. Download the app today to get free delivery on your first 3 orders. New Instacart customers also get $25 off your order of $75 with code PayPalNew25 through September 30th. Additional terms apply.
Everyone says you can earn a respected bachelor's in business online. Everyone except WGU. They offer degrees in finance, HR, business management, marketing, accounting, IT, and even healthcare management. WGU College of Business also holds ACBSP accreditation, the same distinction as other universities charging much more. A Harris poll showed that WGU bachelor's graduates earn more than $14,000 per year after completing their degree, and grads work for top industry leaders. Learn more today.
1,872. That's how many hours there are in summer. With Instacart, you can make the most of your summer by shopping over 1,000 stores all in one app and pay with the security of PayPal at checkout. Download the app today to get free delivery on your first 3 orders. New Instacart customers also get $25 off your order of $75 with code PayPalNew25 through September 30th. Additional terms apply.
Everyone said go to a traditional university to get my master's, but I chose WGU. WGU puts me first. I can learn and take tests on my schedule and move through my healthcare program as quickly as I prove what I know. And as an accredited university, they meet the same standards as other schools. Only WGU's programs are designed to give me the real-world skills and hands-on experience today's employers look for. Learn more at wgu.edu.
Everyone said I'd have to put my life on hold to earn a teaching degree. Everyone.
This is SportsCenter all night on ESPN Radio and on the ESPN app. Here's Jim Basketball.
Yeah, we're back on SportsCenter all night with Wemby, not Wemby, but Wimby. Top seed Carlos Alcaraz played for a second straight day at Wimbledon and won again. Stefano Tsitsipas also played for a fifth day in a row and won, as did unseeded American Chris Eubanks, upsetting the 13th seed Cameron Norrie.
By far the biggest win of my career, by far. Not even a question. There's tons of really good tennis players who play professional tennis who never get the chance to play the number one Brit at Wimbledon. In an atmosphere like this, it didn't even matter how many people were for me or against me. This is something I'll never forget for the rest of my life.
He followed that Norrie win with another over Christopher O'Connell. From tennis to hoops.
Here comes New York. Ionescu. You bet.
Yeah, that's Sabrina Ionescu getting it done. As heard on ESPN, she scored 20. Brianna Stewart had 25 against her former team. Liberty beat the Seattle Storm 80-76. Stewart's effort came one day after she scored 43 in a win over Phoenix on Wednesday. New York's won 3 straight. Stewart with SportsCenter's Zubin Mehenti.
I think we navigate the pressure by embracing it. We're playing in the biggest sports media market in the world, and it's great to have more eyes on the WNBA. And with that comes more pressure and pressure to perform. And we need to make sure that when we come here, we put on a show every night. And the ultimate goal is to win a championship, but we want to make sure that we continue to get better every single game and start peaking in October, hopefully.
Yeah, they're playing some good basketball. That's a new team, and they are giving some excitement there in Brooklyn. The night's top plays have a diamond flare from the bigs. Chris Smith has the details.
Number 3.
All right, Jim, with the bases loaded in the 10th inning, Corbin Carroll completes the rally for the NLS leading Diamondbacks. The call on Arizona Sports at 98.7 FM.
And the 2-2, and a drive into right, and that's a winner. A base hit. The Diamondbacks walk it off on Carroll's single. They come back, and they beat the Pirates this afternoon 3-2 in 10 innings.
Number 2.
And you better watch your wallet, as Ella De La Cruz became the first Reds player since 1919 to steal second, third, and home all in the same inning. The call on 700 WLW.
Figueroa, high leg kick coming to the plate. He'll steal third base. Ellie De La Cruz will without even a throw.
Like the third baseman, Brian Anderson didn't even go. Now he's coming home, and he's safe. They threw the ball back to the pitcher. He fell asleep with the ball in his glove, and De La Cruz took off from third base into home, and he steals home while the pitcher tries to unload the ball at the plate. Couldn't get it to the catcher in time, and De La Cruz has simply stolen a run all by himself. How about that?
Number 1.
And the Detroit Tigers made history in the 2-0 victory over the Blue Jays. The call on 97.1 The Ticket.
It's a no-ball 2-strike count on Vladimir Guerrero Jr. Lang. Long look in from the belt. The 0-2 pitch. Swinging a chopper left side. Charging in McKinstry on the first no-hitter. For the first time in franchise history, the Tigers have thrown a no-hitter, a combined no-hitter.
Yeah, the Tigers getting it done with a trio of pitchers on that no-no. U.S. women's soccer player Megan Rapinoe is ready to retire after an illustrious career in which she won Olympic gold and 2 World Cups. Her 4th World Cup will be her last, and she'll officially retire at the end of the NWSL season.
I could have just never imagined where this beautiful game would have taken me. I feel so honored to be able to have represented this country and this federation for so many years. It's truly been the greatest thing that I've ever done. I'm just really grateful to be able to do it in this way. I understand that it is incredibly rare for athletes of any stature to be able to go out in their own way, on their own terms. Just wanted to do it now and honestly kind of get it out of the way before we go down to New Zealand so we can focus on the task at hand, which is winning another World Cup.
And speaking of, Alex Morgan, a co-captain for the U.S. Women's World Cup, the U.S. national team in its quest for a 3rd consecutive World Cup title in 2 weeks. Morgan likes their chances.
Honestly, we don't. We kind of just let you guys talk about that. We're like, let's focus on this one. Let's look at it as this team, 14 players in their first World Cup, a lot of other players, in their second, third, and fourth, and let's focus on, each game at a time. So we have Vietnam coming up on July 22nd. That's what we're focused on.
How about that? 3 straight World Cup titles they are in search of. UFC at 290, Alexander Volkanovski kept his featherweight title by way of a third-round TKO of Yair Rodriguez, his 6th title win, second most all time. Robbie Lawler, meantime, ended his career Saturday with a knockout of Nico Price. The former UFC welterweight champ put Price to sleep just 38 seconds in, ending his 22-year career with a dominant finish. Had this post-fight with Joe Rogan.
That was a storybook ending to an absolutely spectacular career. You couldn't have asked for it to turn out any better.
Yeah, I mean, it was a hard training camp. Nothing was going right. Today was the first day I felt good. My feet were moving really good. So I was like, okay, I'm going to do something pretty good today, and just happened to land some big bombs.
That's an understatement, sir. Let's take a look at it. I want you to enjoy this. The last KO of your absolutely spectacular career. You caught him in the clinch with some big uppercuts here. You knew you had him hurt. Tell me, what was the feeling like when you saw him drop?
It was good. It was just the ending of the career. I was landing some big shots in good places, temples, chin, it was too much. I was moving well, and it's just nice to end my career like this. These fans have been great this week. Media has been great. Thank you for the years of support.
Robbie, it's beautiful to see you go out on top and go out looking like the Robbie Lawler of old. The Robbie Lawler that we have all been very honored and privileged to watch perform. You're a pretty stoic guy, but this is an emotional moment for you. I want you to enjoy it. I want you to tell me what this feels like.
Oh man, it's amazing. I've had a long career. I've had a lot of people help me get to where I am today. Without them, none of this is possible, and I'm blessed. I'm grateful.
What a way to end an illustrious career, just 38 seconds in. Again, Greg Popovich gets a new 5-year, $88 million deal as coach and president of the Spurs. The NBA announcing a midseason tournament is set for next season. And from baseball, Tigers throw a combined no-hitter against the Jays, but that wasn't it on Saturday. Mookie Betts ties a record with his 10th leadoff home run prior to the All-Star break. Ellie De La Cruz steals second, third, and home in the same frame. And yes, the Major League best Braves. They've won 20 of 22. They best the Rays. Tampa Bay, which began the season 13-0, they have lost 7 straight games. That was a matchup of the 2 best teams in the Bigs. Thanks for staying up all night. For producer Sam Pierce and technical director Steve Risser, I'm Jim Baswell. The best week ever with Courtney Cronin and Jeff Thurn is next.
1,872. That's how many hours there are in summer. With Instacart, you can make the most of your summer by shopping over 1,000 stores all in one app and pay with the security of PayPal at checkout. Download the app today to get free delivery on your first 3 orders. New Instacart customers also get $25 off your order of $75 with code PayPalNew25 through September 30th. Additional terms apply. 1,872. That's how many hours there are in summer. With Instacart, you can make the most of your summer by shopping over 1,000 stores all in one app and pay with the security of PayPal at checkout. Download the app today to get free delivery on your first 3 orders. New Instacart customers also get $25 off your order of $75 with code PayPalNew25 through September 30th. Additional terms apply. 1,872. That's how many hours there are in summer. With Instacart, you can make the most of your summer by shopping over 1,000 stores all in one app and pay with the security of PayPal at checkout. Download the app today to get free delivery on your first 3 orders. New Instacart customers also get $25 off your order of $75 with code PayPalNew25 through September 30th. Additional terms apply. 1,872. That's how many hours there are in summer. With Instacart, you can make the most of your summer by shopping over 1,000 stores all in one app and pay with the security of PayPal at checkout. Download the app today to get free delivery on your first 3 orders. New Instacart customers also get $25 off your order of $75 with code PayPalNew25 through September 30th. Additional terms apply.
They said it would be too hard to earn a degree while working full-time, but WGU offers flexible degree programs that I was able to finish on my time. There are no set login times, and better yet, courses and tests are all online and 100% whenever you want to do them. To learn more about how you can get your degree in IT, business, education, or healthcare, visit wgu.edu today.
I need a degree from a university that understands what it's like to juggle school and a busy work schedule. I thought higher education wasn't built for me. Then I discovered WGU. I take courses on my own time, set my own deadlines, test when I'm ready. A respected degree from an accredited university built with working adults in mind? I choose WGU. Learn more at www.wgu.edu/University of U.
Everyone said go to a traditional university to get my master's, but I chose WGU. WGU puts me first. I can learn and take tests on my schedule and move through my healthcare program as quickly as I prove what I know. And as an accredited university, they meet the same standards as other schools. Only WGU's programs are designed to give me the real-world skills and hands-on experience today's employees look for. Learn more at wgu.edu.
Everyone said I wouldn't find a quality teaching degree online. Everyone except WGU. Their respected school of education offers over 30 respected education degree programs and has CAEP and AAQEP accreditation, the same accreditations as schools charging much more. Their unique model lets me use what I know to graduate faster. They also provide a path for teacher licensure in any of the 50 states. Learn more about WGU and apply today.
I was worried about going to business school because I work full-time. They said I would have to get a new job to fit around my schooling. But then I found WGU. Not only was I able to work full-time while I earned my business degree, but I was able to actually graduate faster and...
This is SportsCenter.
Hello there. I'm Mark Robbins. The Detroit Tigers have been playing baseball since 1894. And this had never happened before Saturday.
Lang. Long look in from the belt. The 0-2 pitch. Swinging a chopper left side. Charging in McKinstry. On to first. No-hitter. For the first time in franchise history, the Tigers have thrown a no-hitter, a combined no-hitter.
Matt Manning goes 6 2/3. Jason Foley got 4 outs, and Alex Lang came in and get the last 3 of the ninth for the combined no-hitter. The call on 97 the ticket as the Tigers beat Toronto 2-0. Elsewhere in the majors, the Braves win for the 20th time in their last 22. Beat the Rays 6-1. Tampa has lost 7 straight. Padres over the Mets 3-1. That snaps New York's 6-game winning streak. And the Dodgers, Mookie Betts, led off against the Angels with a home run. The 10th leadoff homer for him this season. The Dodgers beat the Angels for the 10th straight time, 10-5. It's breakfast at Wimbledon starting now on ESPN. The round of 16 begins 8 a.m. Eastern on ESPN, ESPN Plus, and then the ESPN app. Coverage switches to ABC at 1 Eastern. And the NBA announcing details of its first ever in-season tournament coming up. All 30 teams will be involved. Finals December 7th, semifinals December 7th, finals December 9th. Coming up next here on ESPN Radio, why, it's the best week ever.
I'm Freddie Coleman, and coming up on Monday, who is facing more pressure heading into the NFL this season? Justin Fields in Chicago or Jordan Love in Green Bay? You'll hear my answer at 6 a.m. Eastern Time on ESPN Radio, the ESPN app, and ESPNU.
This is the best week ever. with Peter Burns and Courtney Cronin on ESPN Radio and the ESPN app.
Yes, it is. Best week ever. Courtney Cronin, Jeff Turn sitting in for Peter Burns on this Sunday morning. Hope you're having a great weekend, enjoying life at the lake, maybe taking in a baseball game. Slower time in the sports calendar, Jeff. We got a lot to get into here on the best week ever.
Hey, it was the best week ever. I got a new social media platform called Threads that will take me more from my life and make me less present than I've ever been before. So what a week, right? Like, we got more stuff to do.
I'm still not on Threads. Do I need to get on it? Like, what can you explain to me the difference and like how this is going to be better than Twitter? Because I'm still skeptical.
The reason is apparently you go to Threads because you hate Elon Musk. I don't know any other reason why I would go to Threads, because it feels like it's the same thing. I do feel like this, though, Courtney, when it goes to Threads, you are mixing more of your Facebook, Instagram life. And I usually have more of like my friends from my community and friends from high school and family on Facebook and Instagram than I do sort of on Twitter, where it's more the sports community that I'm with, people that listen to the show, people that debate sports topics. So I feel a little conflicted. I feel like I'm intertwining some of my social media connections here, and I don't know if I'm all on board. I will say this about Threads. It looks to me like the same exact thing, just run by a different company.
Okay. So if you're still on Twitter, you can hit us up. We're going to be here for the next 3 hours. My handle at Courtney R. Cronin, Jeff's at JTESPN. You can also join in the conversation. 888-SAY-ESPN, 888-729-3776. The best week ever on ESPN Radio, as always, presented by Progressive Insurance. All right, let's get into it with the biggest story of the week ever.
The biggest story of the week ever.
All right, so we're about a week into NBA free agency, just over, and we're waiting and waiting and still waiting on an outcome with the Philadelphia 76ers and James Harden. Are they going to trade him? Where is he going? And the same thing with Damian Lillard and the Portland Trail Blazers. This one feels like it's going to take a while. Adrian Wojnarowski, ESPN senior NBA insider, tells you why.
They know what Miami could ultimately offer, but I think what Portland is trying to do right now is to get back a return on Damian Lillard. That looks more like, what you saw, whether it was Anthony Davis or Kevin Durant, but it is a different day in the NBA. It is a different economy, a different salary cap with this new collective bargaining agreement. And Damian Lillard has an average of $60 million on his contract in the last 2 years of his deal at 35 and 36 years old. That makes it tougher to trade him.
Okay, an expensive one for the Portland Trail Blazers if they want to get back that return on Damian Lillard. I think what this is going to end up being like the Kevin Durant situation, Jeff, where we are waiting and hoping that there's going to be an outcome, and it's going to be August, and we're sitting around looking at ourselves saying, hey, Damian Lillard is still on the Portland Trail Blazers.
Yeah, I think at this point, the fact that he's made it public that he doesn't want to go to anyone other than Miami through dropping notes to sources or however he's made it public, accompanied with the fact of the end of that deal being so expensive for a guy that's that age. Like, if this dude was 28 and you had a couple of years at the end that looked like that, it would be a different story. And I think teams like the Minnesota Timberwolves, who clearly have had interest at some point discussing the possibility of moving on from Karl Anthony Towns, or, a team like Boston, who isn't Miami, and, you have a star saying, I want to go one place and not Boston, which Stephen A. Smith on First Take reiterated over and over again this week. He doesn't want to go to Boston. Makes it very difficult for the Trailblazers to do their initial goal of this was to get as much as humanly possible for their team. So, yeah, it feels like because of those factors, the money, the age, his desire to go to Miami, that this thing is going to linger for some time.
All right, so while we wait on that, and it does feel like this is going to take some time, it's been a busy week elsewhere in the NBA. Everybody's out in Vegas for Summer League. Big week for the San Antonio Spurs. Number 1 overall pick, Victor Wembanyama. His debut happened on Friday, but before that, a strange incident at the Aria Hotel in Vegas involving 7'3" big man for the San Antonio Spurs and Britney Spears, a slap heard around the world. Here's Victor Wembanyama explaining the encounter with Britney Spears that really took everybody by surprise.
I didn't see what happened because I was walking straight and we told don't stop, but that person grabbed me from behind, not on my shoulder. She grabbed me from behind, and so I just know that the security pushed her away. I don't know with how much force though, but security pushed her away. I didn't stop to look, so I didn't know for a couple hours. When I came back to the hotel, I didn't forget about this, but I thought it was no big deal. And the security of this person told me it was Britney Spears, so I was like, no, you're joking, but yeah, it turns out it was Britney Spears, but I didn't know because I didn't see her. I never saw her face.
All right, imagine being Victor Wembanyama, and this is the first thing you have to address as a professional basketball player, Jeff. Like, the video that we've all seen is of Wemby walking away and Britney Spears trying to run up to him to get a picture, allegedly. She talked about this, and it was the head of security for the San Antonio Spurs who allegedly slapped her in the face, like kind of slapping her hand back. Jeff and I have watched this video a handful of times. I'm sure most of you have as well. Weird incident, though, that just doesn't feel like it needed to rise to this level this quickly.
Yeah, and I mean, no surprise that at the middle of sort of a hot mess story like this on TMZ, that it is Britney Spears at this point. But yeah, I mean, like you and I both talked about this ahead of the show. That's something where like you send your security team up, hey, I want a picture with that guy. I'm Britney Spears. Okay, cool. Real fast. Get the picture. Everybody moves on. And then obviously this situation took a totally different turn when the security guard hit her arm and she ended up hitting herself in the face because the guy was a little bit over aggressive. Listen, I think, Wemby's going to understand real fast by being involved in a story like this that he's bigger than life over here when it comes to basketball. And listen, when you're in Vegas, it gets amplified if something like this happens. So, man, unfortunate for him. I would do this, though, if I'm Wemby, Courtney. I would make sure and just, like, come with a picture with Britney Spears and say, sorry, my security did this. It makes him look like the good guy, not the bad guy in this situation. And then Britney doesn't continue to run this through the tabloids, and then everybody gets to move on. I think that's an easy kumbaya to the ending of this story.
Okay, so that happened on Thursday. What a way to set up your debut. Friday, everybody is packed into the Thomas and Mack Center on the campus of UNLV, and they got to watch Victor Wembanyama's debut. Here's what it sounded like. 27 minutes for Victor Wembanyama, an up-and-down game, his first NBA points of his career.
Good pace to this game. Nice rim run by Wembanyama, and one, and there it is. His first bucket coming on a 5-foot little turnaround with the left hand.
We have blown up this guy's debut. We think that he's going to be the greatest thing since sliced bread. His tough showing on Friday, 9 points, 8 boards, 2 of 13 shooting. He played 27 minutes. This is not an indication of how his career is going to go, but there's a lot of hype surrounding a summer league game, Jeff. I can't remember outside of Zion going out there and he ended up getting hurt early on, how much hype I've seen around someone's debut in July when it doesn't matter.
When the draft was happening, my son, actually when the draft lottery was happening, my 8-year-old son was asking about what's this mean? How does this work? And I showed him some video of Wemby on YouTube and said, this is why everybody's so excited about it. And he asked me, Dad, can he be our favorite player once LeBron retires? I said, absolutely yes. So it was appointment television for me and my 8-year-old on Friday. I've never had appointment television even for Zion when it comes to the summer league. I wasn't disappointed at all because I just wanted to see the dude run up and down the floor in an NBA jersey. So I could care less what the final stat line was. I'm on the Wemby hype train, and I'm loving every second of it.
That train has left the station, and it is not slowing down anytime soon. I'm sure we'll see him out in Vegas again. Rough start for him, but again, it is Summer League. We don't need to overreact to that. And by the way, Greg Popovich, new contract for Wembanyama's head coach. 5 years, $80 million, according to ESPN's Adrian Wojnarowski. All right, straight ahead, plenty more to get into in our week in review. Hot dogs, no-nos, and of course, more Victor Wembanyama. Courtney Kern and Jeff Turn here on the best week ever on ESPN Radio and the ESPN app.
The Blazers are not ready to have a rental player. They're not competing for a title. So I don't think the Celtics are a match.
This is not a team that is like on the list, but in terms of team that can win and that actually has the assets to do it, they make a lot of sense.
1,872. That's how many hours there are in summer. With Instacart, you can make the most of your summer by shopping over 1,000 stores all in one app. and pay with the security of PayPal at checkout. Download the app today to get free delivery on your first 3 orders. New Instacart customers also get $25 off your order of $75 with code PayPalNew25 through September 30th. Additional terms apply. 1,872. That's how many hours there are in summer. With Instacart, you can make the most of your summer by shopping over 1,000 stores all in one app and pay with the security of PayPal at checkout. Download the app today to get free delivery on your first 3 orders. New Instacart customers also get $25 off your order of $75 with code PayPalNew25 through September 30th. Additional terms apply. 1,872. That's how many hours there are in summer. With Instacart, you can make the most of your summer by shopping over 1,000 stores all in one app and pay with the security of PayPal at checkout. Download the app today to get free delivery on your first 3 orders. New Instacart customers also get $25 off your order of $75 with code PayPalNew25 through September 30th. Additional terms apply. 1,872. That's how many hours there are in summer. With Instacart, you can make the most of your summer by shopping over 1,000 stores all in one app and pay with the security of PayPal at checkout. Download the app today to get free delivery on your first 3 orders. New Instacart customers also get $25 off your order of $75 with code PayPalNew25 through September 30th. Additional terms apply.
Everyone said go to a traditional university to get my master's, but I chose WGU. WGU puts me first. I can learn and take tests on my schedule and move through my healthcare program as quickly as I prove what I know. And as an accredited university, they meet the same standards as other schools. Only WGU's programs are designed to give me the real-world skills and hands-on experience today's employees look for. Learn more at wgu.edu. They said it would be too hard to earn a degree while working full-time, but WGU offers flexible degree programs that I was able to finish on my time. There are no set login times, and better yet, courses and tests are all online and 100% whenever you want to do them. To learn more about how you can get your degree in IT, business, education, or healthcare, visit wgu.edu today.
Technology moves fast. I need to move faster. WGU's competency-based education puts me in control of how fast I move through my IT degree program. I can accelerate my program by applying what I already know to my courses and focusing on the things I need to learn. Earn a respected, accredited degree that propels your career in the IT field. Learn more at www.wgu.edu/University of U.
I was worried about going to business school because I work full-time. They said I would have to get a new job to fit around my schooling. But then I found WGU. Not only was I able to work full-time while I earned my business degree, but I was able to actually graduate faster and spend less. Thanks to their competency-based learning model, I could take as many courses as I wanted as long as I could display mastery of the subject for one low price per term. To learn more about how WGU can be a flexible option for you, visit wgu.edu.
Everyone said I'd have to put my life on hold to earn a teaching degree. Everyone.
Oh man, rough week for Britney Spears. Spoiler alert, she might be in worst week ever coming up here on the best week ever. Courtney Curran and Jeff Turn with you on this Sunday morning as always, presented by Progressive Insurance. I just can't think of a worse thing for Victor Wembanyama to have to deal with within the first couple days of really being an NBA player. Controversy surrounding the Princess of Pop. You guys all heard the slap around Vegas. It happened at the Aria Hotel before Victor Wembanyama debuted 27 minutes on Friday night. He only scored 9 points, up and down debut. What a week for him, though, Jeff.
Yeah, I mean, it had to be like so nerve-wracking going in to his first NBA game in Summer League, and then to throw this in the mix as well. The news that Pop's going to be around for 5 more seasons. All of the hoopla that comes along with your debut, and then you're Wembanyama, and you're supposed to be the best ever. I mean, it has to be wild.
Okay, so 4th of July week, usually a slower time in the sports calendar, but this week gave us some fireworks of its own. Starting back on Tuesday, the annual Nathan's Hot Dog Eating Contest, Joey Chestnut remains undefeated. Here's what it sounded like. Victory never tasted so sweet.
Playoffs? I want winners. What are we talking about? Practice?
The biggest sound from the week ever.
Look on his works, ye mighty, and despair, for he has surpassed the kings of Egypt with 62 hot dogs and buns in 10 minutes for his 16th win. I give you the number 1 ranked eater in the world, Joey Chestnut.
16th title for Joey Chestnut, eaten 62 hot dogs and buns. Remember, that happened in 10 minutes at Coney Island, an event that we thought was going to get canceled due to weather. They end up putting it back on. His record was 76. He said he was going to beat it, but 62 hot dogs in 10 minutes. I watched it. I'm not like usually a huge fan of food eating contests, but there is something really impressive for somebody who is undefeated, the undisputed champ, and he continues to do this year after year after year.
Yeah, and he's always amazing, but what I find to be even more intriguing is those others, and whether it was in the women's competition or the men's competition, to the point like, you know, when a guy is bench pressing or a female's bench pressing and they're shaking at the end trying to get that last rep up. Well, when they're trying to shove those last hot dogs in their mouth and like their body's shaking and like their hands are shaking and they have 2 hot dogs in their mouth, it's one of my favorite images of the entire competition. So yes, I like to see them struggle at the end, but it's also fascinating to watch Joey dominate.
He absolutely did that, and then some. 16th hot dog eating contest win for Joey Chestnut. 62 hot dogs and buns in 10 minutes. So we talked about Victor Wembanyama stealing the spotlight in the NBA. Thursday was the slap. Friday was his debut. Another thing, though, that was a little under the radar that you might not know about from Friday, the Chicago Cubs beat the New York Yankees 3-0 in Yankee Stadium. It was the first time the Cubs had beaten the Yankees on the road ever. Here's what it sounded like.
The next pitch by Rodon, swung on, hit in the air, deep right field, get out the tape measure, long gone. Second deck for Cody Bellinger. Cubs lead 1-0.
Pat Hughes, 670 the score in Chicago. The Cubs won that game 3-0, and it's wild to think about how long these two franchises have been playing baseball, Jeff, that this is the first time the Cubs won on the road ever. They were 0-12 at Yankee Stadium previously, and of course you have to think about all the other years where they did not win in New York. But that's a pretty monumental feat, is it not?
Absolutely. And I had to read the article when I saw the headline because I was like, they had to mess that up. They had to get that wrong. But then you think that the fact that we didn't have the interleague stuff for so long, and now we do. But Courtney, I have a bigger question for you. I hope you will agree with me on this. New Yankee Stadium, so much monumentally better than Wrigley Field, right? Like, just not even close. The Yankees did the right thing, tore down a historic stadium and built a new one instead of keeping a dump like Wrigley around. You would want to agree with me on that, right?
I don't know if I can go that far as the native Chicagoan on this show. I happen to like Wrigley Field, and they've done some really good things to make that stadium a lot more modern. But no, you're right. Yankee Stadium, I went to a couple games there last year during Judge's home run race. It truly is a remarkable venue, and now the Cubs can finally say they have a win on the road in the place where they were 0-12 previously. So that was on Friday. Sticking with baseball, on Saturday, Elly De La Cruz, the incredible Cincinnati Reds star, stole home, stole third base, all in the same inning to lead the Reds to a win over the Brewers.
Figueroa, high leg kick coming to the plate. He'll steal third base. Elly De La Cruz will without even a throw. Back to third baseman Brian Anderson didn't even go. No, he's coming home. And he's safe. He threw the ball back to the pitcher. He fell asleep with the ball in his glove, and De La Cruz took off from third base into home, and he steals home while the pitcher tries to unload the ball to the plate. Couldn't get it to the catcher in time, and De La Cruz has simply stolen a run all by himself. How about that?
700 WLW on the call. So he ended up in the same inning. Stole second, stole third, and stole home. The Reds end up rallying in this game, 8-5. A win over the Milwaukee Brewers. Like, you think about how young he is in his MLB career. I believe this is like still within his 25 games that he's played in the pros. And he's still doing all these incredible things. It was only a couple weeks ago we were talking about him hitting for the cycle. And now this monumental feat, the first Reds player to steal second, third, and home in a game. It's all happened in the same inning, but in a game since 1919.
That's amazing to think about. I would have thought maybe Pete Rose would have done that at some point back in the day, but to not go back to 1919, that's a historic mark. Listen, I'm a huge Braves fan, but I've already crowned myself the number one Ellie De La Cruz fan in the state of South Dakota. No one is ever going to take that away from me. He is amazing, and I can't wait to watch him in person. I just wish, and I know he did it for the betterment of the team, that he doesn't want to be distracted, but I would have loved to see him in the home run derby in Seattle this week because he would have put on a show. He will eventually put on a show at a home run derby, but that dude is uber special. So fun to see and so great for baseball.
He was called up on June 6th. He's just over a month into his Major League Baseball career.
That's crazy.
16 steals, the most in baseball since his debut. All right, sticking in baseball, the Tigers had a combined no-hitter on Saturday. Here's what it sounded like on 97.1, The Ticket.
Lang. Long look in from the belt. The 0-2 pitch. Swinging a chopper left side. Charging in McKinstry on the first no-hitter. For the first time in franchise history, the Tigers have thrown a no-hitter, a combined no-hitter.
2-0 the final in favor of Detroit. Matt Manning started the game for the Tigers. He worked 6 2/3 hitless innings. Bullpen then takes over. Jeff, where do we rule on this? Are we okay with a combined no-hitter?
Wah, wah. I feel like this is somebody celebrating an individual race while winning it with a relay team, right? Like somebody ran the mile and they ran it with a relay team, and then everybody's excited like they won something. No, you have to win it by yourself. You have to throw a no-hitter by yourself for me to give a damn. I don't give a damn about a combined no-hitter.
Okay, 6 2/3 hitless innings for Matt Manning. He ends up helping the Detroit Tigers, the 39-49 Detroit Tigers, to a win over the Toronto Blue Jays on Saturday. I think it's still pretty impressive. If you're there and you're watching it, I mean, watching that sort of excellence, it's not something that happens every day. You can't go out to a game and expect something like that's going to happen. The mystique of a no-hitter, the mystique of a perfect game, all of those things you can't prepare for, but it is the guy who gets one inning, the reliever that gets one inning. I don't know if we should be crediting him with all of that. So exciting times here in baseball. Major League Baseball All-Star Game coming up this week. Straight ahead, though, drama on the college hardwood and gridiron. We discuss next. Best week ever.
Tuesday on ESPN Radio, the 2023 Major League Baseball All-Star Game.
And the National League has jumped on top 3-1.
The Midsummer Classic from Seattle, Washington. Coverage begins Tuesday at 7 Eastern on ESPN Radio. You can also listen on the ESPN app and on your
1,872. That's how many hours there are in summer. With Instacart, you can make the most of your summer by shopping over 1,000 stores all in one app and pay with the security of PayPal at checkout. Download the app today to get free delivery on your first 3 orders. New Instacart customers also get $25 off your order of $75 with code PayPalNew25 through September 30th. Additional terms apply. 1,872. That's how many hours there are in summer. With Instacart, you can make the most of your summer by shopping over 1,000 stores all in one app and pay with the security of PayPal at checkout. Download the app today to get free delivery on your first 3 orders. New Instacart customers also get $25 off your order of $75 with code PayPalNew25 through September 30th. Additional terms apply. 1,872. That's how many hours there are in summer. With Instacart, you can make the most of your summer by shopping over 1,000 stores all in one app and pay with the security of PayPal at checkout. Download the app today to get free delivery on your first 3 orders. New Instacart customers also get $25 off your order of $75 with code PayPalNew25 through September 30th. Additional terms apply. 1,872. That's how many hours there are in summer. With Instacart, you can make the most of your summer by shopping over 1,000 stores all in one app and pay with the security of PayPal at checkout. Download the app today to get free delivery on your first 3 orders. New Instacart customers also get $25 off your order of $75 with code PayPalNew25 through September 30th. Additional terms apply.
Brighten up your day with TuneIn's Mix Light, bringing you an ultra sunny selection of today's best pop music. It's fresh music that always goes down smooth. Think awesome adult contemporary hits from artists like Taylor Swift, Adele, Coldplay, and so many more. All ready to boost your mood and keep your day going great. Just search Mix Light on TuneIn to listen.
Not sure what to listen to next? Well, here's this week's top 3 things to listen on TuneIn.
Looking for a way to keep up with MLB, NBA, NFL, and everything else in the world of sports? Stay in the know with ESPN Radio. Ready to make it a high-octane summer? Hit play on TuneIn's classic rock hits. Turn it up to 11 and rock out all summer long. Audiobooks are available on TuneIn. Explore over 100,000 stories and never have a dull moment. Discover a new title today.
Find these and more trending items on the homepage of TuneIn.
Did you know you can use AirPlay and Chromecast to listen on connected devices? Tap on the device icon from the Now Playing screen on the TuneIn app and listen to all your favorite stations like Today's Hits, Latin Hits, Country Roads, and more.
I smell sexy,
Wall Street Journal Radio is now on TuneIn. From top-line morning briefings to afternoon deep dives on the markets, the economy, and more, invest in your day with WSJ Radio.
I'm J.R. Whalen for the Wall Street Journal. Many workers have high expectations for raises.
Discover business news and analysis for the decisions that matter from sources you can trust. The Wall Street Journal, Barron's, MarketWatch, and Investors Business Daily. It's all here, now streaming on TuneIn. Search Wall Street Journal Radio on TuneIn to listen.
With the pennant race heating up, you won't want to miss a single moment of the action.
This is SportsCenter.
Hello there. I'm Mark Robbins. It was quite the day in Major League Baseball. 3 Tigers pitchers combined to no-hit Toronto. Tigers win it 2-0. Braves over the Rays for a 20th win in their last 22 games, while the Rays have lost 7 straight. Yankees beat the Cubs thanks in part to 2 Giancarlo Stanton home runs. Padres over the Mets 3-1. New York had a 6-game winning streak snapped, and Baltimore beat the Twins, while Cleveland knocked off Kansas City, and that vaults the Guardians over the Twins in the first in the AL Central. Meanwhile, in the NL Central, the Reds' Ellie De La Cruz simply stealing the show.
He'll steal third base, Ellie De La Cruz will, without even a throw. In fact, the third baseman, Brian Anderson, didn't even go. Now he's coming home, and he's safe. He threw the ball back to the pitcher. He fell asleep with the ball in his glove, and De La Cruz took off from third base into home, and he steals home while the pitcher tries to unload the ball at the plate.
All the excitement on 700 WLW in Cincinnati as the Reds knock off the Brewers 8-5. It is breakfast at Wimbledon right now on ESPN. The round of 16 for the men and the women begin at 8 a.m. Eastern with coverage on ESPN, ESPN Plus, and the ESPN app. And then coverage will switch to ABC at 1 Eastern. The NBA announcing its first ever in-season tournament championship game, December 9th in Vegas. Winning team, each player earns $500,000.
I'm Freddie Coleman, and coming up on Monday, we hit the Major League Baseball All-Star break. Who is the best team in all of baseball right now, and how likely is it that they'll be in the World Series? We'll answer that at 6 a.m. Eastern Time on ESPN Radio, ESPN app, and ESPNU.
Courtney Cronin, Jeff Turn with you on the best week ever, ESPN Radio and the ESPN app. Hope you're having a good start to your Sunday morning. Over in college football, a story that continues to wind down a very concerning path. Pat Fitzgerald, the head coach of the Northwestern Wildcats, on Friday was suspended for 2 weeks amid a hazing investigation. The university suspended him without pay. The investigation at that time did not find, quote, sufficient evidence to believe that coaches knew about some of these hazing allegations, which, Jeff, we know from the reporting that has been done, the Daily Northwestern, the student newspaper of the university broke this news in talking with a whistleblower who was a former player with the Northwestern football program. At the time this came out on Friday, it sounded like Pat Fitzgerald and the coaching staff, anybody who was alleged to have potentially known about this, that it was going to be a 2-week suspension, that at that point he'd come back and everything would, I guess, move forward. But there's a story that came out on Saturday from the Daily Northwestern that alleged some really concerning incidents within this Northwestern football program. This former player who was speaking on the condition of anonymity told the Daily Northwestern that sexualized hazing activities took place in the team's locker room, that a common practice called, quote, running involved a younger player being restrained while there were older upperclassmen, about 8 to 10 players, engaged in a sexualized act in locker rooms. So the university now, University President Michael Schill, it was a letter that came out on Saturday night, said that they may have to reconsider what the suspension is, the appropriate discipline for Pat Fitzgerald. The university did say that they had not found that the coaching staff and Fitzgerald knew about these incidences. And of course, the Northwestern football team put out a statement as well on Saturday night, pushing back on some of these allegations of hazing, which they called, quote, exaggerated and twisted. But this is a very concerning story. If you're just hearing about this for the first time, this is one that sounds like it very well could be tip of the iceberg here. We're still learning information over the last couple of about 24 to 48 hours. But when something like this happens, the university has to jump into action immediately to take these allegations and investigate them. They're continuing to do that. I don't know when we'll have a resolution on this, but when you hear this stuff, it's alarming. And you know that it's not just going on at Northwestern. This stuff has happened at other programs, but to hear about it in this detail is pretty alarming, to say the least.
I would say this about Northwestern and Pat Fitzgerald too. I think it's a program that has found themselves, having to deal with a situation that isn't the MO of the program, right? Like there's not a long history here of having controversial issues under Pat Fitzgerald. So it's new territory for them. And I think they got out in front of a lot of it with regards to suspending Pat for 2 weeks. But, full transparency, I've known Pat through a professional world and personal world for 15 years. It shocked me when I saw his name associated with this story. And if you read it, they are very adamant that they deny allegations to the extent of what was alleged, and the football players backed that up with their statement. However, with the other statement that came out Saturday night, they're going to go back through it and try to investigate it a little bit more. I do always wish in these situations, Courtney, that there wouldn't have to be the backtracking. The NFL is notorious for having to go back and rejudicate a lot of things. I just wish that whether it was going to be a month-long suspension, missing multiple games, whether it was just going to be the 2-week situation, that you don't let the PR world and the reaction from other people dictate how you suspend someone. So I think, especially in a case that has such sensitive information, you would hope that the investigation was thorough enough to where the suspension that's handed down is the final say and you move forward. Because I just feel like so oftentimes, whether it's the punishment is too strict and the PR world gets them to reduce it, or if it's not strict enough, the PR world gets them to add on to it. Like it just feels sort of disingenuous at that point, one way or another. And that's why I just wish they would have had it all sorted out before that happened. But listen, it's again, very sensitive information. So you kind of sit back and wait and see where it goes from here.
Pat Fitzgerald put out a statement after his suspension. He said he was not aware of any of these incidences. Quote, I was very disappointed when I heard about the allegations of hazing on our football team, although I was not aware of the alleged incidents. I have spoken to university officials and they informed me of a 2-week suspension effective immediately. That came down on Friday. According to ESPN college football insider Adam Rittenberg, there was a follow-up here that his sources are telling him investigators knew of the allegations from this former Northwestern player in that daily Northwestern report before they presented the findings. So for now, the school is not commenting on anything beyond the executive summary of the investigation. You can read that full story at ESPN.com. Sounds though that there's more information that continues to come out here that has to be dealt with in some form or fashion, because a 2-week suspension for Pat Fitzgerald could end up becoming something far longer if they end up finding that these claims from the former player are true and they can verify them, even though the football team came out putting out a statement through the university that they backed Pat Fitzgerald. They said the coaches knew nothing about this. It's still information that is very grave in its details, and you have to take that stuff seriously and investigate it.
Yeah, you absolutely have to take it seriously. I think Pat Fitzgerald with his resume and his history also deserves to be taken at face value here too, just as much as anyone that would have alleged something like that. You investigate, you try to find the truth, but when he puts that out in writing in a statement, at this point you would hope to believe him, because nothing in the past would tell you that he would be lying to us about this. And at the same time, you have to take the person that is alleging these situations as serious as anything and investigate it and figure out and go from here. Again, I think the thing at the core of all of it is it's so unfortunate this kind of thing continues to happen, even if it's, one isolated situation with Northwestern and it's not prevalent around college football, maybe like it was 20, 30 years ago. Like you said, there's obviously other situations that are probably similar like this in locker rooms at the high school or college level. It's just crazy to me, though, Courtney, that this stuff still goes on. Like from a factor of knowing it's probably going to come out because of the way the world works. And secondly, the fact that like humans engage in stupid stuff like this doesn't surprise me, but it also is it's perplexing that this stuff goes on. Like, I don't know why that happens in locker rooms. It's weird to me.
It's not surprising that, and these are claims. I want to remind you, this is all stuff that's
we all
alleged,
know
but
we've heard these
this
claims
stuff
before.
happening,
right?
100%. Across college football programs, not just even college football. We hear it happening in sports, really at all levels. Any allegations, though, of hazing, you can understand why universities have to take this as seriously as they do. And with this Northwestern thing, this could very well just be tip of the iceberg as the university continues to investigate the claims that were put out in that daily Northwestern story. He's Jeff Turn. I'm Courtney Cronin. You're listening to The Best Week Ever on ESPN Radio and the ESPN app. Another strange story that's coming out of the college ranks. Bob Huggins, you'll remember a couple weeks ago, he resigned from the University of West Virginia after a DUI arrest. This came on the heels of him going on a Cincinnati-based radio station, uttering homophobic slurs, to which he was then, suspended, unsuspended, and then this whole situation now, 3 weeks after this West Virginia put out the statement, attributing it to Bob Huggins, that he was announcing his resignation and his retirement following that slew of events. An attorney representing Bob Huggins said that the head coach did not resign, and he is demanding to be reinstated. West Virginia had already turned the basketball program over to a longtime assistant. They did not go through the national search. They decided that they would end up doing that in the 2024 calendar year. But this is how does something like this happen is my question, where the head coach, there's a statement from the university put out on behalf of the head coach, and now he's saying that this is not his statement and that he demands to be reinstated for a job that he purportedly resigned from?
You know, Courtney, I think I know how this happened. Bob Huggins, late night, one night, flipping through the channels, all of a sudden stumbles on a Seinfeld episode where George goes back in after he resigns and says, "Listen, I'm here for work today." I mean, I don't know how this comes any other way. And if you dive into the details of this, apparently, Bob Huggins' attorney that's representing him in this claim is saying that his wife originally sent a text message to the university claiming that, you know, accepting the resignation on behalf of Bob Huggins. And, you know, there's like quotations around his wife in the story as if maybe someone, you know, through AI or through a fake text sent this over. But there are other notes throughout this article at ESPN.com that detail out sort of a understanding between Huggins' legal team, not the one representing him specifically in this claim, but those that have represented him in the past, speaking specifically with West Virginia about the next steps in the resignation and retirement and moving forward with the financials of it. So, I mean, you talk about just absolutely from right field, this story hitting us last night. And I've never seen anything like this in the history of watching sports from the time I was a child to an adult, where someone resigns and then like 2 weeks later comes back and says, "No, I didn't resign. Take me back." I don't know why he's doing it at this point. I said this when this came out originally too, Courtney, that it's so unfortunate that we have seen so many coaches at the top of the college basketball win list go out on the wrong foot. Boeheim being sort of, begrudging on the way out. Bob Knight's situation, now Bob Huggins. Coach K is the only one that sort of, was able to just exit stage right without any controversy. But all these wins and all these accomplishments in college basketball are sort of overshadowed by the departures in the way that these guys had their tenures come to an end.
It's very strange how this whole thing came about. And of course, this is all, the incidences that took place were all self-inflicted from Bob Huggins, which led to the, I guess we're going to call it an alleged resignation and retirement. But as Jeff was saying there, the details within this report allege that the only communication that was received was a text from Bob Huggins' wife reading, quote, "Please accept this correspondence as my formal notice of resignation as a WVU head basketball coach and as notice of my retirement from West Virginia University effective immediately." His lawyer is saying that never actually happened and he did not retire. Of course, Josh Eilert was promoted from assistant to head coach, at least on an interim basis. They're going to begin their true search in 2023, 2024 following this season. But really strange things happening in West Virginia with the basketball program and their former disgraced head coach. So two college football and a college basketball story to keep an eye on. Not exactly the best news for either program at the moment, but we'll see where these two go from here. Straight ahead, a little rapid fire water cooler to get you started on this Sunday morning. This is the best week ever on ESPN Radio and the ESPN app.
Hey, this is Freddie Coleman, and coming up on Monday, how small is the window for the Los Angeles Lakers, and will we see LeBron win another championship? We'll discuss that and more at 6 a.m. Eastern Time on ESPN Radio, the ESPN app, and ESPNU.
1,872. That's how many hours there are in summer. With Instacart, you can make the most of your summer by shopping over 1,000 stores all in one app and pay with the security of PayPal at checkout. Download the app today to get free delivery on your first 3 orders. New Instacart customers also get $25 off your order of $75 with code PayPalNew25 through September 30th. Additional terms apply. 1,872. That's how many hours there are in summer. With Instacart, you can make the most of your summer by shopping over 1,000 stores all in one app and pay with the security of PayPal at checkout. Download the app today to get free delivery on your first 3 orders. New Instacart customers also get $25 off your order of $75 with code PayPalNew25 through September 30th. Additional terms apply. 1,872. That's how many hours there are in summer. With Instacart, you can make the most of your summer by shopping over 1,000 stores all in one app and pay with the security of PayPal at checkout. Download the app today to get free delivery on your first 3 orders. New Instacart customers also get $25 off your order of $75 with code PayPalNew25 through September 30th. Additional terms apply. 1,872. That's how many hours there are in summer. With Instacart, you can make the most of your summer by shopping over 1,000 stores all in one app and pay with the security of PayPal at checkout. Download the app today to get free delivery on your first 3 orders. New Instacart customers also get $25 off your order of $75 with code PayPalNew25 through September 30th. Additional terms apply.
Everyone said I should go to a traditional university, but I chose WGU. Their online RN to BSN degree is perfect for working nurses like me. I'm able to use my experience to move through courses faster, and the study time I put in between shifts actually pays off at work. WGU's CCNE accredited degrees are built by healthcare leaders, so I know I'll be graduating from a top-notch BSN program that employers respect. Learn more at wgu.edu.
They said it would be too hard to earn a degree while working full-time, but WGU offers flexible degree programs that I was able to finish on my time. There are no set login times, and better yet, courses and tests are all online and 100% whenever you want to do them. To learn more about how you can get your degree in IT, business, education, or healthcare, visit wgu.edu today.
Everyone said I'd have to leave my job to earn a marketing degree. Everyone except
This is Sports Center.
Hello there. I'm Mark Robbins. The NBA announced the details on Saturday of its first in-season tournament. All 30 teams are going to be involved. The semifinals and the finals will be December 7th and 9th in Las Vegas. Each player on the winning team is going to earn $500,000 on top of their regular salary. So, Warriors star Steph Curry, what do you think? Well, he thinks it's a good thing.
I know there'll be a little bit of new, fresh energy for whoever the two teams are that are playing for the in-season tournament championship in Vegas. I'm booked. I got all, most of the details of how it's going to play out, and obviously this first year will be a feel out to see how different it really is. But anytime you're trying to find ways to spice up the regular season, I think fans will love it, and we'll see players will be able to adjust and figure it out.
That's the Warriors, Steph Curry. Breakfast at Wimbledon is now over as Jess Pegula, the fourth seed from the United States, hits center court for her round of 16 match. And again, it's on ESPN, ESPN Plus, the ESPN app. Our coverage will switch over to ABC at 1 p.m. Eastern. Major League Baseball Saturday, 3 Tigers pitchers combined to no-hit Toronto as Detroit beat the Blue Jays 2-0. Braves over Tampa 6-1. Atlanta, winners of 20 of its last 22, while the Rays have lost 7 in a row. And Padres snapped the Mets' 6-game winning streak, beating New York 3-1.
I'm Freddie Coleman, and coming up on Monday, who is facing more pressure heading into the NFL this season? Justin Fields in Chicago or Jordan Love in Green Bay? You'll hear my answer at 6 a.m. Eastern Time on ESPN Radio, the ESPN app, and ESPNU.